Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is tutorial 37 and today's topic will be again pattern matching. But in the last tutorial we have seen how to do pattern matching using enum method, and that too using the match operator. But in that last tutorial we haven't used any return statement. Return means that method is going to return some value to the calling function. But in this tutorial we'll be going to see that how to do a pattern matching using match operator, that too from a enum method, and while doing that we'll be going to return some value from the enum method. Okay, so let me quickly jump onto my id. So this is how we did it in the last tutorial. We created one, sorry, I did some mistake over here. So we created this thing. In the last video we created one enum, and after that we used this thing here. So this was our function, this was our enum method. But if you see in the function in the method, while defining the method here, we haven't done any return thing like the usual notation of brushed return from the function or method. So what is happening over here, if there is a match found with the given pattern, it is going to print this value. But in this tutorial we'll be going to do something different, that this method is going to return some value. We'll hold this value in the calling function, means main function, and after that we'll do some sort of calculation or some sort of we'll apply some sort of logic, and we'll do some sort of generate some sort of output. Okay, so first thing first, let me clear this thing. Okay, so now let's delete everything. Okay, so from the beginning let me write down the code. So it will be enum exam. This is our favorite example. Okay, so 32. Okay, now next thing is fail. This is also going to be 32. Okay, and after that let me create one instance of this enum, so like this, and after that this. So let's give one name, exam underscore 1 equals to exam and pass and 70. Okay, that's it. So now we'll be going to create a enum method, so using impl keyword. Okay, so it will be impl, and after that we'll be going to use this same name, and from there we'll using function. So now it will send, let's say, get value, something like that. So it is going to give the value, and we're going to use self. Okay, and here the main thing will be going to use return. So it is going to return i32. Okay, means some integer 32 type of 32 will be returned. Okay, then we'll be going to use match, and here will be dereference will dereference in this thing. Okay, self. Okay, and after that, so we'll use the pattern matching thing. So it will be exam pass value. If the pattern match, then it should be the value will be returned. Okay, and if the pattern is like matched with some fail value, so same, the fail will be written. Okay, so now we have to call this thing. Okay, for that thing, let x equals to, we have defined one variable x, declare one variable x, and it will be exam underscore 1 dot get value. Okay, and after that we'll be just going to print this thing. So this will be value is, and after that just x, this thing. So I believe I did a mistake actually, so it should be print ln. Okay, so let me just explain this thing, whatever we have done. So this is the enum definition, this is the creating the instance. We are creating the instance here, and after that we are defining this enum method with impl, and after that we are using the self argument here with ampersand, and after that we are using just because we are going to return some integer i32 type, so that is why I'm just using it over here, and after that I'm just redifferentiating this thing with this thing. Okay, and if the pattern is going to be matched, and like if pattern match okay, so what is happening over here, I'm just calling this method with this exam. So what is the value of this thing, this pass and this thing. So pass and 70, this pattern is already exists. So when it is going to be called, and this pattern will be matched, and the return will be this value, so 70. So what will happen now? So if I save this thing and let me run this thing, what happened? Okay, see, value is 70. We got this value. Okay, so let's, okay, pass value is 70. Let's do this thing. Okay, like this. So this is very simple, guys. So here actually we're using only one argument, that is self, but if you want, you can create multiple arguments, like depending on your requirement. So what we'll do, before we do that, so let's create one more thing. Okay, so let y equals to this thing, okay, so here it will be exam 2, and like fail, let's give some is 50. Okay, and like this. Okay, and we'll be going to print like this, fail value is, and it will be kind of y. Okay, okay, so let's print this thing. Let's see. So so it should return two values actually, so 70 and 50, because sequentially. Okay, so see, pass value is 70 and fail value is 50. So both of the values are written from here, right? So in this way you can do many things, and this is going to be very useful, because let's talk about some real world system programming scenario. For example, you have developed some program or some application for a vending machine, and machine is going to be calculate the coins or number of notes actually you scan in the machine. So notes could be anything, so you can, it can that is a form of enum, and that will be here, the every note is having some sort of denomination, and that will be integer. So based on that pattern, it will be displayed in the screen. So whenever you scan a $5 US dollar note, it will print 5. When you put 6, it will print 6. So the same thing is actually applicable for those sort of things. I'm just giving you this example just because this is Rust, and Rust is actually very much going to be work with the system programming or system programming kind of a thing. So this is going to be a very relevant example. But if you want to think about some other case, for example, you are going to do some sort of like game development, so there also you have to going to click mouse click, and depending on mouse click, your object should be moved upwards, towards, downwards, or left or right. So for example, if you press the up arrow key, so here the pressing of your mouse key event will be formed as a kind of enum, and every key will be stored here. For example, up, down, left, right. So depending on the user input, the pattern will be matched over here. If the user inputted value is arrow, so the object will move upwards. So here something you can do some calculation, so it will return some value, and based on that return you can do some sort of operation here. So same thing, same application or same logic will be applicable. So you have to think wisely, you have to think very analytically, then you will understand why I'm just going this way, and why enum is there, why pattern match is there, what is the essence of this thing. Just because it is there in the language, we have to learn? No. And just because it is there in the language, you have to think about that there should be some essence, that is why it is within the language, or else there is no point, right? If someone is not going to use, and why I'm giving that much attention to this thing. So ultimately in the future you have to work on this thing very frequently. That is why you have to understand struct, enum method, struct method, everything very clearly. Then actually you'll be able to get some grip on the Rust programming language, and you'll definitely become good programmer. But for that you have to follow two things. You have to do regular practice, and you have to do lots of reading, you have to do some thinking. If you are stopped if you are stop thinking, just following someone blindly, you will not able to learn. So your mind will not be able to, if you want to become a programmer, you have to think. Okay, so thinking is the hardest job. So if you want to think, then you will definitely see your skills are start growing from that day. Okay, so enough of talking, guys. So we'll see you in the next video, but in that video we'll see how to do it using multiple arguments. Here actually we are using only one argument. In the next tutorial we will see how to do the same thing with using multiple arguments. So but before I go to the end of this video, let me just quickly write down this thing, or else I will forget. So guys, last but not least, if someone is watching our channel for the first time, please do subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, so you should not miss any notification. And in between, if you have any question for any feedback or any other use case you want me to include, please feel free to write me. I'll be happily include all these things in the tutorial. And thank you very much for all the Udemy students for purchasing this course. This is actually helping me a lot, and it is giving me added some sort of inspiration to create, or motivation to create some sort of new contents every day. And same thing is applicable for all of you. If you guys are having any question, demand, or not able to understand anything, please write me over Udemy instructor message box. I will be available always, so I can answer your queries immediately. Okay, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and don't forget to practice. Happy learning. Have a good day.